How's it going, everybody? This is Psycho the Last Valerian, finally back with some more Mileena. And of course, this is the video that I wanted to make for a while, as far back as that Resident Evil 2 video that I put up. So, actually it was before that, but anyways, I mentioned it in that video. I said that the next video should be Mileena because there's a lot that I had to talk about. So, let's talk about that. There's about 56 minutes right here. Don't worry, I ain't going to be talking that long. But I will hope that you watch this full video because this is the first time that I beat the Classic Tower on very hard mode. I'm proud of myself. I hope that you'll be proud of me too. Please be proud of me. My mom isn't. Nah, I'm joking. Anyway, she loves me. She's my mom. So, of course, she loves me. She has to. Anyway, Mileena, will she return in Mortal Kombat 11? Well, in this video, I will talk about the reasons why I think she should, and why, or at least how I think she can return. So, let's back things up to, let's see, early December. Yes, early December it was. Early December of 2018. A few days prior to the Game Awards, I had watched a video by Maximilian, and he said in that video a few things that I took away from it. Was number one, the game would be revealed at the Game Awards. 2, the game would be using a new engine, and 3, there were 7 characters that would not be playable. I do believe, as he phrased it, 100% confirmed to not be playable, and all that was from leakers, or at least, you know, leaks that he read. And this is where I would actually like to make a correction for my first video entitled Mileena the Introduction, where I said that Max had a source, or at least I said something similar to that. The thing is, I feel that I kind of was just confused and just kind of said that he had a source, but no, he did not say anything about having a source in the video. He was just reading leaks and whatnot. I need to remember to link that in the description of the first video. So that way it's just, I don't sound like an idiot. Because I do often sound like an idiot. I'll admit that. I'll admit to my mistakes. Another mistake that I made in that same video was that I do believe it was the editing mistake, where I think I kept the same audio, but I used different matches, and a couple of them, or at least I think one of them, was a little shorter than the other, and you might hear me say something like, enjoy this nice 52%, even though the match is already over. Because originally it was synced up with that, but I think, like I said, I used a different video, or at least I used a few different matches that I had, as opposed to the original video that I saved, and the audio was just the same, like I said. And I just forgot to kind of, you know, correct the audio part there. So, yeah, please forgive me on that one. But back to what we were saying. We were talking about the 3 bullet points, as we can say, from his video, which, if I have not said this yet, I will try to remember to link that down below in the description of this video, Maximilian's video, which I can't remember what the name of that was, but I'll find it, as long as I remember to look for it. I'll put that down there so you guys can check that out. And that way you know word for word what he said. But anyways, the things I do remember clearly is that he said that the game would be announced at the Game Awards, and it was. The game would be using a new engine, and I couldn't tell, obviously, from the trailer that they showed off at the Game Awards, because it was a cinematic trailer. But you know what, I think I did make myself sound like an idiot in the first video, because I'm pretty sure that I said that it looked like they were using a new engine. So, you know, there you go. Like I said, I can occasionally make myself sound dumb, but then I do cool things like that, like just drop kick him right out of that sky drop. How do you like that, Mom? Yeah, are you proud of me now? Like I said, she's my mom. She's proud of me. So with the first thing, I was kind of worried, as when it was announced, I was like, yeah, that kind of makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I do believe in my first video I did say that. I felt like, yeah, it's a little bittersweet, the fact that we finally got Mortal Kombat 11 announced, and now I feel bad because, you know, Mileena was among those 7 characters that was mentioned. So let's talk about the 7 characters real quick. Ferrator and Goro were a couple of those characters mentioned. Now, with Ferrator returning, I don't really know if that's going to happen. I do like Ferrator, don't get me wrong, but I would really not want to see Ferrator replace, you know, a character that, you know, a lot of other people really want to see. But that's not to take away from, you know, Ferrator players. I mean, I would love to see, what's his name, Biohazard, be able to get his hands on Ferrator once again, because Biohazard, it's very fun to watch him play that character. So it would be cool that if Biohazard would be able to get that character. But then again, it's like, what if a certain character, like maybe like Noob Saibot, which I'm sure is 100% confirmed to be in the game. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel either base roster, DLC, Noob Saibot's in the game. I personally feel that's gonna happen. Like, no matter what, like Noob Saibot in the game. But I'm just saying, like, let's say for the sake of argument, like Noob Saibot would not be in the game because we decided to go with Ferrator. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would suck, and that would actually piss a lot of people off. So I'd prefer just to see classic characters over new ones make a return. And then Goro was the other one that was, or another one that was mentioned, and I feel that because Goro was in Mortal Kombat X, and I would actually like to see Motoro make a return. I don't really care whether or not the character is playable. I just want to see Motoro make a return to where you can fight him, because I'm sure that he would look amazing in this new game, and I really want to see him. I really want to see him and fight against him. But if you can play with him, if they can make that work, especially in his Centaur form, I would love that. That would be great. But moving on to the main point here about these 7 characters, which were the 7 characters were Johnny, Sonya, Kano, Baraka, Mileena, and Ferrator and Goro. So the community reveal event of January gave me hope, because 2 of the characters that were mentioned to, once again, 100% confirmed to not be playable, are there, in the form of Sonya and Baraka. And not only that, we've seen those 2 characters in the hands of professionals. Sonya in the hands of one Sonic Fox, and Mr. Tweety picking up Baraka. So that was great. 2 characters that apparently weren't supposed to be in the game. And then you have Kano, about, what was it? I think it was maybe a couple days later after the event. I think it was like the Brazilian event was like a few days later, or at least I think within the following week of the community reveal event. We had Kano revealed. Like, does it get any better than that? There's 3 characters out of like the 5 characters that I really, really want to be back in this series, or at least be back for Mortal Kombat 11, because they're classic characters. Johnny, Mileena, Johnny Cage, or I said Johnny Cage, Sonya, Johnny, Baraka, and Mileena, and Kano, of course. Forgot about Kano. But those specific characters I do want to see in the game, because they are classic characters, and that's kind of the point for me. I grew up with the original games, and I love those characters, and they all hold a special place in my heart. And of course, Mileena being my favorite, my main character, because my original boy, Scorpion, he's gonna be in the game, guaranteed. He's the poster boy. He's a major staple of the franchise. He's gonna be in the game. There's no doubt about that. Sub-Zero as well. Sub-Zero, Scorpion, they hand in hand. So with all that said, it seems like a lot of those leaks were debunked. Yeah, I mean, the game was revealed at the Game Awards, and it is using a new engine. But as far as, characters not being playable, I mean, the way I usually am anyways, which, it's just, I wanted to be in the game so bad, which is why I felt as bad as I did, and why I felt so worried. I mean, potentially she could still not make it in the game, to be honest. But I really don't think they're going to leave her out. And I will get to my theory as to why. There is going to be a Kombat cast tomorrow, right now, of this recording. It is February 26th, so I hope I can get this thing up in time, or at least sometime tonight. But yes, February 26th, so tomorrow is Wednesday. I actually do work all day Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I said that in my Dead or Alive videos, at least one of those videos. I work all day Wednesdays, and I work all day Fridays. So I'll actually be there from open to close at my job tomorrow, so I won't be able to know until I get home. But if I come home and something is announced, I am going to, oh my god, I'm going to be so freaking happy about that. And I would try to do some kind of reaction video. I have a method that I could probably try with SHAREfactory, which is what I use for my PS4 videos. So yeah, I would do my best to see if I can do like a reaction video. I have some ideas, so I'll see what I can do there. But anyways, let me get to the point of why you were here. We're almost like 9.5 minutes right now into this video, and I've kind of just try to set everything else up, of why I felt that she wouldn't be in the game or whatever. But anyway, of why I was so worried about it is what I'm trying to say. Well, I was so worried that she wouldn't make it. So let's start this off with a few simple things. Why I think she should return. and a few simple things. You know, she's a mainstay to the series. She's been in almost every game in the series. A few notable games that she has been in would be the original Mortal Kombat 3. You know, there's Mortal Kombat 2 where she made her first appearance, and the very next game was obviously Mortal Kombat 3, and she wasn't in there. I don't think there actually was a... Well, I mean, maybe Jade was in there. I can't remember. But I know that she was in the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. But I'm talking about the original Mortal Kombat 3. She was not in that one. She was not in Mortal Kombat 4. Of course, she wasn't in Mortal Kombat Mythologies, you know, or Special Forces. You know, just talking about all the Mortal Kombat games. You know, at least the ones, like the major ones that come to my mind anyway. She wasn't in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and she also wasn't in Mortal Kombat DC Universe, you know. I think she was spared, you know. I think she was spared on that one, to be honest. But anyways, she wasn't in those few games there. So, with the exception of just like a few games that she really wasn't in, you know, and the fact that, like, you know, updated versions of some of those games she was in, like for instance, she was in Gold, and that was the updated version of 4. She was in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, that was the updated version of Mortal Kombat 3. Yeah, I mean, she's a mainstay to the series. She is beloved by a lot of people. She has a huge fan base. She is a fan favorite character. They are, you know, I guess catering to fan favorites, you know, like with Baraka and whatnot. So I really feel that she has a very strong a chance to return in that regard, because she just has a huge fan base. You know, Super is somebody on YouTube that uploads a lot of different content. You know, Mortal Kombat and Injustice and plenty of other fighting games. And he said that he feels that she has a 100% chance to return. Yes, 100% chance is what Super said. As I think he said it something along the lines of like her being like a kind of like the equivalent of like the female Scorpion or Sub-Zero or something like that. And I can't really disagree with that. But I do believe he said something like the most popular female fighter. I don't know about that. I mean, I know that she definitely has a huge fan base and that she is extremely popular, but I can't remember exactly what he said. And to be honest, I don't really want to misquote him. So if I can remember, I'll try to link that video down below in the description. Don't really want to make another mistake. You know, kind of like Johnny Cage is doing right now. I understand you're the AI, my man, on Very Hard, but was that really necessary? I think I'm gonna have to kill him later. Anyway, let's get back on topic. You know, Johnny Cage, you're gonna have to die, homie. But actually, I think I do a fatality on him. Anyway, yes, Mileena is definitely a mainstay, is a fan favorite, and I'd say even, or at least like with the way she was played out in Mortal Kombat X, quite the staple, at least for the story in that game. And somewhat staple-ish to the franchise. You know, a few characters that I could probably think about if I really gave it a little bit of thought right now, you know, perhaps wouldn't really be very staple-like to the series, but I don't really want to say that because I don't want to make anybody upset. But like I said, I mean, if I thought long enough, you know, I'd probably be able to think of a few characters that just wouldn't be necessary to have, but I don't want to upset anybody because, I mean, like, let's use Suhao as an example. Apparently considered to be the worst Mortal Kombat character ever, but the character still has fans, you know, and I just don't want anybody to feel upset. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and get to the point. How can Mileena make it into the story of Mortal Kombat 11 without saying, oh, it's Mortal Kombat, nobody dies? Because I know there's some people that don't like that, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Ed Boon actually said that himself. At some point where he said that, I mean, nobody really dies in the Mortal Kombat franchise. I'm sure that he said that. But I know that some people don't like that type of stuff, especially because, like, it's like if you're a wrestling fan, for example, and you see, like, even recently in wrestling, you had Bobby Lashley, who was pissed off with Lio Rush because of a specific reason. If you don't know, watch Elimination Chamber. I don't want to spoil anything. Elimination Chamber from this year, 2019. I don't want to spoil anything for you if you haven't seen it, but he was pissed off. For those of you who do know, you understand what I'm saying. He was pissed off with Lio Rush because of a specific reason, a very good reason. And then all of a sudden, like the next night on Raw, he's okay, right? Like, yeah. So I mean, you know, if you get invested into the storyline of something, and then the game, or at least like the developers or something, tells you like, yeah, you just need to forget about that. It's like, no, I've seen that happen. Why is it not a thing now? Why did it change? So I understand the mindset that somebody would have against that. You know, like, oh, you can't just say that. I mean, yeah, they can, but they shouldn't do that. So I do understand that. But for me, it's like, I wouldn't really care. I just want Mileena in the game, so I mean, I wouldn't care how you put her in there. It's like, well, this chicken had to be sacrificed, and that's how she was able to return. Okay, chickens in Mortal Kombat? What is this, Legend of Zelda meets Mortal Kombat? You know, but the point is she can be in the game, and it's very simple how. So let's back it up to Mortal Kombat X's story with Devor's chapter. 5 years before the events of Mortal Kombat, which takes place 25 years after Mortal Kombat 9, 5 years before the events that were shown, and before Mileena dies, Devor kills Baraka. So that means that Baraka dies before Mileena. But Baraka's in Mortal Kombat 11, right? He's talking to Jade, and Jade's in Revenant form. Here's my theory. It's a little shaky because, you know, if you have like one character that's dead and then you have the other character that's alive, it's a little weird. But still, I feel that it does make some sense. So Jade's a Revenant, Baraka is alive, and Kronika, whatever her name is, I think it's pronounced Kronika, but anyway, we'll just say Kronika for now. Kronika is some kind of like elder god of time, or at least some kind of, you know, goddess of time, right? If she reset the timeline, then that means there's a good possibility that Mileena should be alive. Because I mean, if Baraka's alive, then, you know, and because, you know, this little chick right here killed Baraka in the story and Mileena. Before she killed Mileena, like I said, she killed Baraka. So yes, I guess if maybe Kronika reversed time, there's a good possibility that she kind of like, not really disrupted anything, but, you know, Mileena survived, or at least Mileena wasn't killed, and neither was Baraka. And I guess the events of Mortal Kombat 9 still happened, and that's the reason why Jade is a Revenant. That's the shaky part right there. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't know how that fits into the whole story, because I mean, like, maybe if she reset the timeline, shouldn't she go back before that, before even Shao Kahn was killed? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to do things like that, but either way, you know, I feel that Mileena should be alive. But here is something that I must say, though. For anybody that is hopeful that Mileena will be in there and say, oh, if she's part of the story, she could be playable, right? Well, let's go to this game that we're looking at right now, Mortal Kombat X. Once again, we'll use this as an example. In the story mode of Mortal Kombat X, weren't there 3 specific characters that you fought against that weren't DLC, or you could not unlock in the game? In the form of Rain, Baraka, and Sindel? Weren't there 2 characters of the Mortal Kombat franchise that were shown off in the story mode of Mortal Kombat X that you didn't get to play as or fight or anything, as DLC or whatnot, in the form of Li Mei and Serena? That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. That Mileena might be in the story. You might fight her, you might see her in the story, but she just might not be playable, you know? And take that, Devor, you bitch. Anyway, yeah, I can't say for sure that, you know, we'll get her as DLC even if she is in the story. You know, I know that, you know, Katana, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Cassie showed off in the story, and they are fan favorites as well, and very popular characters. But the same situation, like, maybe they won't be in the game as playable characters, but I highly doubt that, though. I really don't think they're going to leave those characters out. And that's something that I do believe Super mentioned, is that, like, he felt that, I'm pretty sure that he said, like I said, I will try to still find that video so that way I'm not really misquoting him, but I'm pretty sure he said that, like, he feels that Mileena is like the most popular female character, you know, maybe even over Katana, which I don't think that. I feel that Katana is actually more popular than Mileena, which, you know, kind of sucks for me, of course. And I feel like, you know, if they thinking, hey, you know, we're gonna put like this character in here, this character in here. They probably just prioritize, you know, Katana over Mileena. You know, it's like, oh, we can't really have all of them in here, so let's just have, you know, the main ones that we want. But then again, it's also like what works for the story too. You know what I'm saying? That's why they would do certain things like, okay, we're gonna have this character in here, and that's probably the reason why you're fighting Rain as well. Like, you know, you don't fight him, you don't have DLC of Rain. You know, you don't have him as playable character, but yeah, he's in the game, right? You get to play as him at least. Or not play as him, but I mean, you get to fight him at least. You know, he's there. We put him in the game so that way you can fight him. That way it kind of makes sense. You know, like, all right, well, he got his butt whipped here, and you did it. You're the one that beat his butt. All right. So, but yeah, I mean, I hope that I have given you hope, and I'm gonna say like Mileena's got at least like 80-90% chance. You know, I don't want to say a full 100 because I know with this right here, it doesn't feel like it can be a full 100. You know, 100% chance that she could be in there. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and give her, you know, oh, that's a very fortunate drop. I'm going to go ahead and give her an 80 to 90% chance. I'm leaning more towards 90, to be honest. But I think I will leave it off at that. And I'm hoping that you guys won't leave yet. Finish off this video. I know we still got about like 30-something minutes left, but please finish off this video. I would really appreciate that. I really hope that you guys enjoy the content, and if you do, please hit that like button. Also, your comment that I would like you to leave is let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that Mileena will return? And let me know who you want to see make a return in the Mortal Kombat franchise. Any character at all that's in the series, you know, that's ever been in the series, you know, even if other people don't like him, it doesn't matter. If it's your favorite character, I'd like to know who you want to be in the game. You know, who would you want to make a return to the Mortal Kombat franchise? And maybe even guest characters. Who would you, what guest character would you want in the game as well? You know, because I personally want Spawn. They've teased him enough. It's about time. Please put him in this game as DLC. You know, I remember Ed Boon saying, I think in the first combat cast that we had for Mortal Kombat 11, he said, when you see DLC, you're gonna freak, or you're gonna lose your mind, or something like that. So I will lose my mind, Mr. Boon, if it's Spawn. If it isn't, well, it better be somebody damn good to impress me, because the Turtles was, for me, out of left field. Like, I didn't expect that, and I love that for Injustice 2. I grew up with the Turtles, and I think a lot of people that I know, and probably a lot of people that play, you know, Injustice 2, probably grew up with the Turtles as well. But yeah, please leave that in the comment section below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. Also, ask them to do the same. And this is Psycho the Last Valerian, wishing you the best. And yeah, I hope that you take care, have a good one, watch the rest of this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Round 2, fight! Mileena wins. Round 1, fight!
Maybe next time.
Round 2. Fight. Cassie wins. Fatality. Round 1. Fight.
Not even close.
Round 2. Fight.
It's just gonna get worse.
Cassie wins. Round 1. Fight.
Drop payload.
Round 2. Fight.
Cleared hot.
Finish her! Cassie wins. Round 1. Fight. Cassie wins. Round 1, fight!
Delicious.
Round 2, fight!
Strike inbound. Maybe next time.
Final round, fight!
Get up, kick, get down.
Finish her! Cassie wins. Fatality. Round 1, fight!
Lovely.
Round 2, fight! Finish her! Mileena wins. Fatality. Fight.
You're so much fun.
Round 2. Fight.
Delicious.
Mileena wins. Round 1. Fight.
Embrace the darkness.
Round 2. Fight. Wins. Round 1. Fight.
There is fear in your heart.
Round 2. Fight. Fight! Wins. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight.
There is fear in your heart.
Round 3. Fight. Wins. Round 1. Fight.
So much blood.
Round 2. Fight.
There is fear in your heart.
Round 3. Fight. Final round. Fight! Final round. Fight! Finish her! Wins. Final round. Fight! Finish her! Wins. Final round. Fight! Wins. Final round. Fight! Finish her! Wins. Final round. Fight! Fight!
Overcome with exertion, Mileena collapsed and felt her soul gliding through the ether. She awoke in an incubation chamber. Nearby were countless others, each containing an exact copy of her. Mileena found she could read each being's mind and they hers. They quickly realized the benefit of so many fierce warriors sharing one mind. As they plotted revenge on their enemies, the architect of the Mileena's awakening laughed quietly.